I declare the special council meeting of the 5th of December 2023 held in council chambers at Level 2, 388 Hayes Street, Subiaco, open at 5:05 p.m. Welcome councillors and welcome staff. And on behalf of the City of Subiaco, I acknowledge the Whadjuk Noongar people as the traditional custodians of this area and recognise their cultural connection to our land and waterways. There's a couple of apologies this evening, one from Councillor Burns, a late one from Councillor De Vries. We don't know where Councillor Kosvich is, but he's absent, and the remaining councillors are here in person. We've got the whole executive leadership team here in person, and no one's currently on leave of absence. For the special council meeting, are there any disclosures of interest? Nope. There's no public question time, no public statements. I won't make an announcement. We'll get straight into the main business of the special council meeting, and that is to consider the annual report and audited financial statements for 2022, 2023. Can I have a mover and a seconder to accept those as per the officer recommendation? Councillor White and Councillor O'Connor. Councillor White.
Thank you. As a distinguished member of the Audit and Risk Committee, I had the opportunity, which might have benefited a few of us more than others, to go and look at this in detail, and therefore I am confident and happy to put the motion forward for it. I will note that the Auditor General's Office gave, an unqualified opinion on the financial statements, and I think, we need to recognise the work that's been well done by the staff in this. There's, all sorts of other things on the agenda for going forward in terms of dealing with risk in the future, but in terms of this proposition in front of us and the status of our accounts and the reporting on it, I feel confident to be able to recommend it to everybody and to support the motion.
Thank you. Councillor O'Connor.
I don't really have any comment to make.
Any other speakers for or against? False alarm, Councillor Powell. Councillor Jones.
I have a couple of questions. In the annual report on page 21, under elected member information, it says it's not known how many elected members identify as Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander, or their age, gender, country of birth, or linguistic background. It just seems a little odd to have something like that in there. You know where we are. I'm surprised that it says that.
Has anyone found the reference?
It's on page 22, 23 of the attachments. And it's page 21 of the annual report. So it's page 21. So I'm happy to take that on notice.
Okay, Director Corporate Services, can you provide a comment on that, please?
Yes, thank you through you, presiding member. We've just been conferring over here and we believe, but we might need to confirm that we think that it is mandatory information to include in the annual report if we have it available. And the reason that we would likely not have it available is because we haven't, formally surveyed you to ascertain that information. So although we could make assumptions, it's probably best not to make assumptions when it comes to information that we need to get right. So if you would like further information, just confirmation of that, we can take that on notice.
I'm happy with that. It just seemed odd to see something like that in there. I understand that point. The other question I had is in the financial reports. In the annual report, it says that we have $5.5 million of income from our rental properties, but I don't see that as a line item in anything else. I'm assuming it's sort of hidden in fees and charges, but if going forward we're going to broaden our investment portfolio, I would imagine that there ought to be a line item of investment income or something like that, and I would have assumed that I'd see that 5.5 million reflected in a separate line.
CEO.
Yeah, thanks. There's more detailed information in monthly financials. The annual financials is pretty much a standard template that's been worked together between the Auditor General and Moore Stevens and that. And I think this is the second year that we've followed the Moore Stevens template. So it is a standard approach across local government in WA. You don't have to do that, but that's sort of what's recommended, and therefore you're right, it's under the fees and charges, etc. But we have a lot more detail that we have in monthly reporting, etc., as well as in the annual budget that's broken down to much more detail in the notes. So it's more a case of, yes, there is some notes on that, but this is pretty much a standard template that most local governments will follow.
Thank you. It seems like a fairly significant item that people might want to see reflected anywhere, but that's fine. Thank you.
Just if I could, there's note 11 where it talks about the investments in properties, and there's a lot of information around investment properties in terms of the assets. Yeah.
Any other questions or speakers? Councillor White, do you want to close? I'll call the vote and we can do that using the buttons. So I'll do that now. Thank you, councillors. That's carried unanimously. And it meets the voting requirements for an absolute majority. There's no further business for the special council meeting. So I'll close the meeting. I declare the City of Subiaco Special Council meeting of the 5th of December 2023 closed at 5:13 p.m. Thanks, everyone.